or something ridiculous like that. And yeah,
it's a lot of VMs.
It was not. I had way too many VMs. I was running a full lab on my laptop, and that's when I learned that we can actually just request a lab, and they'll put it up on ESX for us or something. See, I grew up from where I had to build all my own labs just local on my system, so I just gotten to the point where I was used to building full Windows AD labs, running all off of one system. But
yeah, I grew up using other people's computers as my computer.
That sounds way cheaper.
You mean like illegally?
Maybe.
Plead the fifth?
Yeah. Legally, I don't have to answer that question.
Oh, coffee. Where would society be without coffee?
Probably drinking tea.
Ooh, yuck.
Am I extremely loud?
No.
No. Oh, thank God.
Right on target.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Last time I joined the Coinsec podcast, apparently I was joining at like plus 9,000 gain levels.
It was for real.
It was hilarious.
Like slipping out.
I have never seen anyone go.
My ears are still ringing a little bit, and I play a lot of heavy music. So
I know you got that big amp behind you, man.
Yeah. So what's funny is I actually play more through just like my monitor speakers than I do through the amp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Confessions of a musician.
Yeah. Well, so all right. So whenever you're like recording guitar through like different modelers, right? Like so I have like a Line 6 pedal, and I always record directly through that as opposed to like miking an amp. I used to mic an amp. Like that was the way I used to do things, but it's a pain in the ass to nail it. So now I just record everything direct in, and that way I can actually record both the actual like distorted like modified tone plus the actual direct in tone as well. So that way, if I ever wanted to go reamp, so if I ever wanted to go like take the original tone and then play it through a real amp and then actually like have it like recorded through another sound or another tone, you can take that original tone and just replay it basically and play around with it. So yeah, anyway, so that leads to me basically just playing through my monitors pretty much all the time.
You're on the news, man. Good to see you, Bo.
Good to see you too, man. I know it's nice to be here.
Although you did shave your beard, it's still.
I did. Yeah. Is this still messing with you?
It's still. Yeah, you look so like professional and not like.
You look so like light, like a weight has been lifted from you.
Oh, dude, I got like at least like 3 miles per hour faster. It's like if you imagine like a parachute, when you run with a parachute, like it's good for strength training, but not great for speed.
Are you off balance now?
A little bit, like my back's a little bit out. Like kind of gotta like lean back a little bit, balance it out.
That's crazy, man.
So we have show notes here, right? Yep.
Yes. Do you need access?
Nope, got it. Some fun stuff to talk about.
It's already 4:30.
There were no hacks.
No hacks. Go home. Go home. Nothing to talk about today.
No Ralph yet, and no John.
Looks like Bo's driving. Here we go. Breach the cloud, baby.
I was really hoping Ralph was gonna be here though, because the main story, the reason I'm like even here is because of the crypto thing. Then he missed our show on Friday because
the Versace Bedouin.
Right? Versace, the Crocodile of Wall Street, and I wanted to hear his take on it.
We know Ralph's take on it. He's probably in on it at this point.
That's true.
All right, I've added that Missouri thing to the notes.
Ryan, don't give it away.
I'm not giving it away.
What if they haven't heard? Like, this is the news. It has to be delivered perfectly. Now they know.
Do you ever publish the show notes for this show?
We haven't.
All those sarcastic messages that people can never read.
I do like the idea that like the news is somehow like different than what actually happens in real life. Like we're premiering the news, which is like not something that already happened in real life and people already know about. It's like, no, when we report it, that's when it happens.
Yeah, this is an exclusive thing until we, like, once we talk about it, that's when it actually happens. It doesn't count until then.
There's almost too much in the show notes. We don't go through everything on here, Bo. We kind of pick through our favorites.
Yeah, you get a lot of
Most
stuff.
of these, yeah, there's a crap ton usually. Most of these come from the Discord news channel. News, what do we call it? Infosec news.
I'm calling it the BHIS threat intel feed now. All those conversations John had about how he didn't like threat intel, and then he just created a monster. The Discord channel now has its own threat intel.
I already want to talk about the Versace Bedouin again, even though we talked about it on the crypto.
Oh yeah, I know, it's pretty great.
There's this article here that I just, it's so spicy because we already predicted it.
So do we just go? Like, I mean, do you have
I'm gonna wait.
like intro
Let's see,
music?
I'm gonna wait
Like,
another minute or two. I'm asking if
We do have intro
Here
music.
comes
I doubt
Ralph.
you'll recognize it.
Haven't you seen the video? The guy's finger in the video, I swear, his ring finger is broken because it's like curved so weirdly. You'll see. Just look at that hand and tell me if it looks like a normal hand.
Ralph's here.
Ralph,
Who's
this new
here?
angle is, I don't know, man. It's scary. I'm not ready for change.
You don't like my new angles?
Ooh,
Well, you
I
gotta
mean-
change your mic
You
out.
have the wrong mic.
I don't know.
Ralph looks like he's about to drive his like giant truck to the woods and murder some like pigs or something.
Ralph, dude, there's actually some trees in my backyard.
No,
Do
no.
you want to come over? Just cut
He's
down
got
some
his
trees.
airboat hooked up. He's
Yeah.
about to go out, get some gators.
I think I missed the servers, and now I just see all the doors, and people have conspiracy theories about how many doors there are in your office.
There's like
No one-
35 doors in his office last we
At
counted.
least.
There's
No
there's
one knows.
3. I've been in his office.
Well, do you count the closet as one, or do you count the closet as more than one?
Is this like Narnia or something? Do you go into it?
Yeah, I mean, and then technically, I mean, if you're inside of the other side of the door, you would look at it and be like, "That's a door." So does each door technically count as 2 doors, or is it only
that
one?
door to his right, like the one like on the left of the screen, has some really cool shit in it. I'll just say that.
He goes in there, he's like, let me go get this creative
That's like-
Sound Blaster X7 that I've had since 1994 that you need for some reason.
Which
Oh,
one
there
has
you
the
go.
gator in the swimming pool?
That's
the
the
one
other
screen.
one.
You can't see that.
We
Can't
still
hear you,
can't
Ralph.
hear you. This is live tech support with Ralph. You're on the
Ralph,
air.
can you please
I had
describe the
issues
nature of
too.
your problem?
First time caller, first time listener. Wait, no, I'm confused.
Did you try rebooting?
Yes.
What about now?
There you
Oh,
go.
it's some crackling you.
Is it better or worse?
It's crackling
You got
to
some
me.
like,
Crackly, but-
sampling issues.
I have sampling issues.
Maybe
Yes.
kill like 4 of the VMs you have.
I have no VMs.
I think it's the new camera angle, personally.
Mhm.
I'm just
The
gonna blame
camera's messing with the audio.
that. Yeah.
We
hate
we
it when
see
that happens.
and hear the glitching. Yeah, it's like the electricity from the camera angle is affecting the audio.
Wait,
stream.
Ralph
yes.
told me he got a teleprompter. Ralph, are you gonna read the
Oh,
news
no.
articles on the teleprompter? Are you gonna look
No.
today in news? I am an anchor. The threat butt attribution map is live. Over here,
Yeah.
you'll see threats coming in from the east, and threats coming in from the west, and also from space and the Earth's core. They're coming up from below.
Well, yeah, that's the lizard people. Everyone knows that the lizard people are down in the core. It's warmer there for them.
Yep,
That checks out.
it does.
There's the
Yeah,
hole in the North Pole that they go into, and that's how they get there.
You mean the underside of the disc?
No, like there's a hole in the North Pole. Like just Google hole in the North Pole, you'll figure it out.
I'm not gonna Google anything with the word hole in it.
How you doing, Ralph? Need a restart?
Just a
Not a good
man
time.
struggling.
Everyone should aspire to be this important, where people just wait to start a podcast for you.
We need like play-by-play
Testing.
commentary though.
Testing.
Oh.
There you are.
Ooh,
Does it sound better?
sampling is much better.
Yeah.
Yes, it does sound better.
All right, cool, perfect, awesome.
All
I
right,
don't
get
know
that
why. That
teleprompter
was-
fired up and read the intro.
What? I did get a teleprompter, just so I can look at the camera
Oh, no.
deep in the camera's
Oh
eyes.
no.
Wowie.
That's intense. I don't know if I'm right. Don't take out the teleprompter, please.
don't do this. This is too far. All right. I have not looked at any of the stories, but let's kick it off.
All right, let's roll. You're gonna take the lead on this one, Ralph, because you
All
just
right.
showed up. You're ready to go.
I'm gonna drive this off a cliff. Hold on.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to Black Hills Information Security, talking about the news. I'm your host today, Ralph May. I'm looking right at the camera and all you great folks. That being said, we have a all-star cast of news stories and people, right? So we have Ryan, who's going to make me sound good, hopefully. We have Bo, who never shows up. Today he showed up, which is really amazing, right? I'm sure we're going to talk about something with crypto. I don't know. I just have this feeling. Noah has made it. He typically shows up. So hi, Noah. Thank you for joining. Ben is here today.
You keep asking me to
Steve?
not.
Yeah. Well, Steve is here. Corey's here. And I'm here to look in the camera and look into your guys' deep eyes. It'll be amazing. Anyways, so now that I've made the show
light going
super
through the
weird.
window is great. Right on
beautiful.
your face there.
It's
the
not as
highlight.
bad
Yeah,
in it's not as bad in Brady Bunch mode, but in full screen mode, I feel like I was violated.
So I don't know if I've succeeded today, but hopefully I have in actually creeping you out. But the news stories are going to be better than what has happened so far. So, yeah, which I haven't read any of them. Have you guys read any of them?
Some
Well,
of them,
you don't have
yes.
to read them. Just start with Versace Bedouin.
yeah. So let me bring in or introduce Bo here, since I'm the one who invited him on, and Ralph has no idea what's going on yet. So Bo here has started. Did you start the CoinSec podcast or
Well,
give me some of that
together we
history?
had it's actually I think Ralph and I we messaged
Yeah.
originally.
Okay, so well, he's kind of taken the lead on organizing the CoinSec podcast, which is on Fridays at around lunchtime ish Eastern, and to talk about crypto sec related things, Bitcoin stuff, security around that kind of stuff. And there happens to be a big story that happened last week around crypto, but is a big enough story that crosses into this newscast.
You feel like
scope.
inviting me to the main news.
The other so we're doing some cross promotion. Probably should say that half of us here on this newscast are also on the CoinSec podcast.
True.
So it just works out. So we can start off with that story. I'll hand it off to Bo as our guest.
Oh, no.
Story intro.
I get control.
I have a sneaky suspicion I know what this story is, but
You do.
I want to be
It's
surprised.
all about you,
Well, if you're-
buddy. It's all about you.
So
It's not about me.
Ralph, I actually was super excited to come on because I wanted to hear your take on this because you missed last week's episode because you were teaching, right? And we talked.
Oh
for,
yes, that's correct. That's
Like
correct.
what like half the show was just about this story. But you know
Okay.
how like we talk every single week about all these organizations, all these smart contracts get hacked, and there's like millions and millions that get lost, and we're always like, nobody's ever gonna get caught. Well,
Yeah.
somebody got caught. And it was actually a really, really big hack that happened. So back in like 2016, Bitfinex got hacked, and somebody stole 120,000 bitcoins, which at the time was like $71-ish million. You know, still not too bad, right? Like we see some higher
Early
numbers these
days.
days. Yeah, but so back then, 120,000 bitcoins, $71 million. Today, it's like $4 billion, and two people, a couple from New York, got arrested in being in connection with this hack, and their charges are basically on the laundering side of this, right? So,
But that court picture, she should be twerking.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Just
If
wait.
you've seen her videos. Oh, God.
Just wait, man. That's where like the main conversation should be happening. Is about the social aspect of this person's life. It's awesome. But all right, so they caught these people. You know, I guess we could talk about like the details a little bit if you want, but basically, like the gist of it is they didn't do a good job hiding the transfers of money, right? And the thing with Bitcoin, you know, if you send something, it's on the blockchain, and so it became something trackable, traceable to these people, and that is pretty much like how they ended up getting caught, right? Like they just made some bad mistakes. So when it came to where they were sending the funds to,
The original hack was all sent to one wallet. One. They only had to watch one wallet, which had 119,000 Bitcoin in it. So it's like, you know, it's not hard to be like, oh, look, that planet's moving.
So,
oh yeah,
Bo,
go ahead.
Bo, you're talking about quote unquote Bitfinex hacks. So we talk about they're more on the laundering side. What I read into the Bitfinex hack is that there was actually a remote access Trojan installed that then led the hacker, whoever it was, because apparently it's not these two, maybe, but it led them to a workstation where they were able to get private keys for Bitfinex's Bitcoin wallets and then dump everything out, right? So where this story comes into play is on the laundering side, and they don't really tie the two together. Like, how did they know that these two were part of that hack, or is it just they had the funds, ergo it's theirs, right?
Yeah, they could be the fall guys for some other hacker. The court documents make different references to their names. They refer to the hacker as the unknown or like they don't know who the original hacker was, but then they name these people as the launderers in the allegations, at least.
That's why Ralph was missing last week. He was trying to, hide his tracks.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it. But all I can say is that their music videos are amazing. I actually heard music videos. I'm a huge fan, follower. Double thumbs up. So
yeah.
Are we gonna play some Versace Bedouin? Or
on that
not for this
note,
show?
on that note. Yeah, so the original tweet was pretty funny that Steve linked. He was like, I deeply, deeply regret to inform you that these are the people who were indicted for this. Because I don't want to label what kind of person she is. I'll just let the video speak for itself. But in the court picture, like the art that Ryan showed, she should be twerking on the table.
That'd be accurate, yeah. Well, so one of the big WTF moments of the story, outside of that, which we haven't even seen that yet, right? Like, we've just been talking about it. But one of the biggest things to me that I was like, why? When they figured out who these people were, they got a warrant for, his name is Ilya Lichtenstein, and he goes by Dutch Lichtenstein. They got a warrant for his cloud accounts. So they logged in to his cloud accounts, and they found the private keys to 2,000 wallets just sitting in cloud storage for $4 billion. Just sitting in cloud storage.
Is this OPSEC?
This is how you
OPSEC?
siege coin or crypto, right? This is how you seize it, right? As when you hear that story, everyone's like, "Oh, they seized it. How did they do that?" They just went to the wallet that somebody left billions online. Like, well, I'm just thinking to myself, like, did the company that were like these online wallets, they weren't like, who's this billionaire? Huh, that's weird. What's the KYC here? Oh
So
my god!
this is
Oh,
audio
music.
only.
This is just
Yeah,
audio.
that's-
Without
Oh,
did the
you gotta
videos
see
get
the
taken
video.
down?
I don't know.
Never
got a
got
link.
the
I
rights
think-
now,
I'll take
so
it.
they're all taken down.
For those who are curious, go to YouTube and search for Razzle Khan.
I think they did. They all got taken down because Netflix just bought the rights to all of it, and they're gonna make a
Oh
docuseries
God!
on the
Yeah,
whole
I was
thing,
waiting.
dude.
I was waiting. That was the
Yes.
article before because we talked about this on the Coinsec podcast. We predicted that they've already
Yeah.
got to have book rights. They've
Oh,
got,
no doubt.
Oh my God, dude! This is, you
I
can't
mean,
make this
is
stuff
the-
up. This is like
This is the
writing
Tiger
gold.
King story of crypto.
It is, dude. Bonnie
the
and
hole
Clyde.
goes deep, man. Like you cannot
Dude.
stop looking into this stuff once you start. It's
Bonnie
bad.
and Clyde. That's got to be an overstatement. At least Bonnie and Clyde knew how to drive off a cliff.
So yeah, apparently
yeah.
we've
Actually, I'm
got-
super upset. I missed that episode now because, yeah. I mean, the music videos are amazing. I mean, I just can't.
Ralph has been a follower of hers for a long time.
Oh, plus we
Yeah.
got the guy Liechtenstein eating cat food in one of the videos.
Oh yeah, that's
Or on
right.
TikTok,
That-
that's right.
That's on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, quite the dynamic duo, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's
You know what's funny? When you steal billions of dollars, everyone finds all the stuff you posted on the internet. Like it'd be suddenly important, right?
yeah. And like Bo said, truth is stranger than fiction. Because I cannot imagine a person being weirder than this that was made up. Like this has to be real because it's too weird.
My one question about this, my only one question is, did they just find them because of the money they were spending, or was she just making rap videos with the cash, right? Like just making it rain.
So part of it was they used some of the crypto to like buy Walmart gift cards and then go use those Walmart gift cards. So I think one of the angles was she used a Walmart gift card that she bought with Bitcoin that was traced from that hack from her device with her Walmart account and had stuff like shipped to her house or to their location.
And there was a lot of instances along the way where they would actually, when exchanges would engage in KYC, know your customer, meaning like, please provide your name, your driver's license, etc. They would just leave the wallets. They'd be like, we're done here. So like, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they just abandoned like hundreds of thousands of dollars at certain exchanges.
Yeah, so there's some. Yeah.
Turkish Martha Stewart.
So interesting. This character, this person, was also like graduated from I think some university in Egypt and was like there for the Arab Spring and stuff like that. So quite the background.
They're a Forbes contributor
And
too, right?
yeah, apparently she's a Turkish Martha Stewart.
Yeah, she has some security ties, and like Ben said, she had published an article in Forbes about security, and so it's kind of, again, it's so weird. As I said on the Coinsec podcast, I feel like they had to be the hackers or they have to be the fall guys, because if I had $4.5 billion in crypto and this person approached me and said I can launder your money, I don't know if I would believe them. I don't know if I would be like, I will trust you. Here are the private keys.
You clearly keep a low enough profile that go for it.
Yeah, really. You're
I
not
mean,
a
unless it
target.
was some sort of blackmail situation, maybe. But yeah.
There's tons of weird.
So why didn't they use the like 900 mixing services that are out there?
They did.
What?
They used according to the government, state of the art mixing, which is just clicking a button in the Wasabi wallet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
the problem is they kept sending these to centralized exchanges and stuff. And if you even just mixing, right, you can see clusters of wallet addresses where funds are going, and then they all end up at one exchange, right? And then you can see, oh well, these all came from the same place and going to the same place, and then they go to the exchange and say, oh yeah, well, who signed up for this account? And it's this person. So there are other ways to sell. I think they were trying to do it on Alphabay, so they probably got away with some that was untraceable. But at the end of the day, I don't think they did a very good job.
What you're saying is it's hard to sell billions of dollars that you stole without getting caught.
The same would apply to cash money too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody talks about crypto and how insecure it is and people lose money, but I think the cash industry is kind of the same way. Now you do get some insurance, which you can in crypto as well, but these people, what did they say, Bo, about the stolen funds? It may go back to the exchange?
Yeah, so I guess it's up to a judge, right, to determine if it's actually going to be sent back. But so Bitfinex had already reimbursed their customers after the hack. So
but
you
they
know, like-
reimbursed it at the old price, though.
Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
windfall.
Well,
They did.
yeah. So that's one of the jokes we made, is that this investment, not willingly, it's an involuntary investment, would have potentially been one of the best investments many people made. Like getting my money stolen and then getting it returned after Bitcoin popped is kind of the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm sure there was only 1,200 wallets that were originally pillaged. So 1,200 divided by 4.8 billion or whatever, everyone's getting rich. I mean, so,
Wow.
yeah. The other thing,
isn't-
go ahead.
Isn't the one of the angles of this story, Ben? You went all pixelated somehow.
Ben, should we be
Shit got
concerned?
hacked. Whoa.
Ben might be that.
Link if you're okay.
Ben accidentally uploaded his wallet.
He's
his
missing no
crypto
from
wallet
Pokemon.
to the
VMs.
Anyway, one of the angles to this story I think that is interesting to me is that on the CoinSec podcast, we typically talk about how nobody ever gets arrested. There's never any justice for hacking crimes or anything like this. And this is one of the first. It's also one of the biggest. But you have the DOJ basically making a stand and saying that crypto's here's the legitimate industry or business now.
Yeah, well, it's money laundering, right? So I think
Yeah.
the max sentence, depending on how they stack it up, is like 20 years, right? So it's not like that. I guess it's funny how money doesn't always go with the jail time. Like $4.8 billion. It's not like there's a sentence that's like, oh, if it goes above $1 billion, now it's mandatory.
Life in prison.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they haven't really, they got caught trying to launder the money, but I will say that unfortunately the techniques they used were very, very primitive and easy to track compared to some of this newer stuff we've seen with like Tornado Cash and other services that modern people would use to try to launder this money. It's going to get harder and harder, but I guess the moral of the story is take the bug bounty when the company offers you the 10 mil to give the funds back. Consider that, because 10 mil or $1 million in clean funds might be worth more than $4 billion in funds that the feds are going to monitor for the rest of the blockchain.
Yeah,
Plus
I think
the rest of your life, you're buying stuff from Walmart. That sucks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Ralph's like, a billionaire still shops at Walmart? That's the hardest part to believe.
But here's the thing: if you give it back, then you don't get to go rent a spaceship to film your music video on with Jay-Z.
I know.
Space.
Ball out. Yeah. Yeah.
But dude, no one takes crypto for that.
Somebody might.
I'm interested to see the details of the hack if it comes out from this. Are they going to flip on the person who gave them the wallet in the first place?
They have to. I think they have to.
And 'cause I want to know the details of.
Yeah.
A rat was in the environment. So how did
Yes.
it get there? What did they do? Were they using Cobalt Strike? Oh my God!
No, dude, it had to, for sure. I think that's
Interpreter shell, MSF Venom,
Interpreter.
no,
Yeah, it was Venom.
no encoding.
dude. That's got the feds have set this up perfectly. You're right, to give them every incentive to rat out everyone, right? And the other thing that we kind of glossed over is that the Alphabay compromise, which there's a really good Darknet Diaries about that, played into this because they got chat logs and transaction logs and all that stuff from Alphabay, or not compromise, takedown. That site was a dark web market that was taken down, and they had the they had all the chat logs and transactions and escrow, all the stuff from that, which probably played into this investigation as well. So
Yeah, they just pulled on all the strings. Speaking of crypto stuff, and I don't see this article in here. Did anybody watch the Super Bowl last night?
Crypto
You mean
Bowl?
the Crypto Bowl?
what?
Oh,
The Crypto Bowl. Yeah, the Crypto Bowl. It was on last night. I guess they played football too. But if you didn't see it, I guess Coinbase had a advertisement with a QR code. And this morning, I woke up to Twitter blowing up about how we shouldn't be scanning QR codes. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, Noah has strong opinions. Let's just clear the floor. Noah,
Clear the floor.
Clear the
Get back.
floor.
All right.
Do you want me to
All right.
start, or would you like to say your stuff first, and then I'll come through with my rant afterwards?
just give
I'm
us the whole rant.
okay.
It's fine. Just put it in the context of the Super Bowl.
So I really I had a Twitter post about this too. And really for me is y'all have heard this story on this, and we're not going to beat it to death. Like, QR codes are not great. I don't recommend it. I don't think this was the smartest security move. I do think that, on a side note, as an advertisement, whoever made that ad is definitely earned themselves a vacation, because the fact that we're talking about it right now means that they were successful at their job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was an incredibly successful ad campaign. What this really sums up to for me is that we need to be focusing on training our end users on how to stay protected in general, not just on their corporate devices. When you're giving out your end user training, we shouldn't be just saying don't click links on your corporate laptop. Don't do stupid stuff on your corporate laptop. And that's all we care about. We should actually be training you how to be safe and secure in the internet connected world as a whole. That includes your personal devices. That includes your parents' personal devices. It doesn't matter. Just be safe in general.
This is my new fish. I'm going to send emails with QR codes that say, scan here to win an iPad or something.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's just a JavaScript. It bounces around the screen until they click on it. Right? It's
It's
like
the
popping
DVD
up one
logo.
of like popping up a credential window. It's just a QR code that keeps going. Down the screen.
Yeah. So for everyone who didn't watch the Crypto Bowl, what it was Coinbase had an advertisement, and all it was just QR code that just kind of bounced back and forth. It looked similar to the old days where you had a DVD player, right? It was just like a single monocolor kind of bounced around. And I think it was something like 60 seconds, which equates to it's $7 million for every 30 seconds. So it was a $14 million most expensive QR code ever, for sure. But the question is whether you should have scanned it or not. Coinbase is sure happy if you did. But to Noah's point, it doesn't really matter. Since we're talking about it, they're winning. They're killing it, right? Everyone's got Coinbase.
But we're nerds. Yeah. I'm pretty sure 90% of the target audience is like, what the hell is that? Get that thing off the screen. It looks like a glitch. Honey, hit the TV.
Well, so that's what we were discussing before we went live, was that Dave Kennedy made a post on Twitter, and it was the emotions as I'm watching the Coinbase article, and it starts out with this is really lame, this is pretty stupid, and then it goes to the point where is it broken? It's still there, because it's a 60-second ad. You get uncomfortable with it after.
Yeah.
And you're should I scan it? Will that fix it? Is the TV broken?
That fix it?
Darn it, they got me. And even me, who was I refused to scan it. I was eventually do I need to scan it? How long is it going to stay there?
So we do know that the PR team at Coinbase is 2 people. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean,
it did crash their site, by the way. That was the one other thing. Their site did crash because of so many people visiting it at one time. Which you had to imagine that Coinbase thought about this, right? They were like, "Oh, we better be prepped."
Did they even Cloudflare? Do they Cloudflare?
I don't know. I don't know what they do.
I mean, clearly they don't Cloudflare.
Coinbase. Yeah. Well,
so I had another thing I wanted to point out with this whole ad with this particular one. So if you actually think about it, people that have money to invest in crypto, they're in a certain age range. You don't really expect your 80-year-old grandparents to be doing it, and you don't necessarily expect your 10-year-old children to be doing it. So the thing is, the QR code, if you think about it, is a very age specific medium. It kind of has already died off to an extent.
I don't know. There's a lot of menus getting scanned during COVID.
There is, but
every time I
I'm
go
just
to the store, no menu.
You've lost the 60 and 80-year-olds, and the fact that they're how do I get to that app on my phone to do that? They've got a dedicated QR code reader or something that they can't find.
So did Bo. I had to tell him.
Hey,
I had to tell him.
He did.
This is at a literal crypto conference.
Yes. Oh my god.
True.
Yes.
Not a proud
walking
moment.
around, I'm like, I was like, "Oh, you do know your phone can do that now?" He's like, "What?" Yeah, you just open up the camera app and anyway.
Not realize.
It's like
if you don't know, you don't know. I get it.
I think we're partially responsible because we use link shorteners, maliciously. We hate everything in security. We're just like, no QR codes, no link shorteners. Honestly, I don't know. Just Google our name. I don't know how to I don't know how to do anything. I don't know. It's hard because this is the standard that we have. It's like BHIS or, it's like, how did we end up with spinning magnetic tape inside of a plastic box? Like, what? But yeah.
Well, so the one other thing that I read about this is that people were saying that, well, if they put like some, 0-day QR code, this could have been like
a zero click
0-day QR code.
Like for an iPhone, I don't know, dude. Like a 0-click exploit that somebody had as a 0-day, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean,
all of America,
those exist. You do have to keep in your possible threat vectors that 0-click web kit exploits are a thing. However, I would hope that whoever's in charge of the commercials would be
exactly.
We need to check that first, by the way.
Yeah.
And
dude,
secondly,
how would they?
I don't expect to be explaining to my parents or my family that they really just need to live in constant fear of 0-click exploits.
Well, another
that's
thing,
like NSO group level stuff.
At first, I want to say no one's going to pay $7 million for that.
Yes, exactly. It would make them less
We're just
money.
talking about crypto stories where people are stealing 70, 80 million. Maybe they, just for fun, buy a commercial at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
then do what? Now that mine crypto off of these cell phones? I mean,
I'm sure they bet. No, it would be authorized this transaction. Yeah, authorize this transaction from your wallet.
Authorize this transaction, or hey, send me 0.1 and you'll get 1 back. ETH, baby.
Or like a
I don't know. Those 0-click WebKit exploits are worth a lot of money. You don't burn them on something this stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. It's pragmatically, there's no way it would go anywhere. But it is funny to imagine being like,
oh, sure.
All right, we're going to make a fake company. We're going to do business for years. Then our final strategy, 1 0-day, 1 hack.
Every
then
iPhone
we're
in
done.
America.
It's a plot line to the next Austin Powers movies. That's what it is.
Yeah, or like a Mr. Robot scenario, right? Take down every iPhone in the U.S. all at once. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so
sadly, it just is an ad.
Yeah, it was just an ad.
It's just a crummy ad.
I think if you signed up, you got $5 free in Bitcoin or something like that. Which I know in 2 years we're gonna be like, man, if you would have taken that, that'd have been like $3,000 or something.
I'm waiting for my Bitfinex. I'm waiting for my Bitfinex money to come back.
Oh yeah. Don't hold your breath, man. Don't hold your breath. All right, what else do we got to talk about? Do we have any other crypto stuff? I don't think we did.
Bo, your services are no. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yep. We would like you to leave, Bo.
You can leave now. Unless you know anything about Mazdas. Do you know anything about Mazdas?
Oh, yes, let's go to that one.
That's a good one.
What's the Mazda article?
So this one I thought was pretty interesting. So apparently, via the this radio station's digital stream, they were sending out picture images. And they didn't stick the file extension on it, which then bricked the CMU in the infotainment systems on a bunch of Mazdas. And I don't know really how much more we need to talk about it other than that, but
well, it was
like
NPR.
a radio wave 0-day or what?
Yeah. No, it was NPR, and I just want to say thank you to 94.9 FM because that is one of the things that made my day today. That is fantastic.
Oh my god!
This is the classic example, right? Because we're going to talk about the F12 hacker probably, but could this person be prosecuted with massive
who's responsible
destruction
for
of
fixing
property?
this?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is a valid point. Who
it
is
was a
responsible
total.
for the damages?
It's totally Mazda's fault and a total accident on their part, but technically they did directly oh, you forgot that file extension? Bricked.
Does this count as a 0-day in Mazda's infotainment system?
Yes.
Then?
100%.
I guess.
This is a wiper virus.
Well, the scary thing is, I mean, I guess it's a brick, so whatever. But there's got to be follow-on, right? Now everyone's realizing, hold on, how many Mazdas are there in the world, and how many of them receive FM signals?
Yeah.
I guess you probably have to be tuned into that specific channel, so it's kind of
one.
Well, and what file extensions does it accept?
No,
none. The answer is if you don't put an extension on it, it bricks the thing. That's what happens.
Someone's
extension.
It's probably running Perl, and the parsing breaks and just cuts off the end of the file.
getting Meterpreter going right now. Get my Pearl payload. We're gonna rock this, man.
Meterpreter has an FM transmitter option. I was not aware of that part of Meterpreter.
It does. That's how good it is.
No, that's that.
Would you like to start an FM web shell?
Yeah.
Only on 95.3.
The good thing about this is at least you need a high wattage radio station. So maybe radio station hacking coming back in.
Maybe. Alternatively, what if you took one of those like little Bluetooth car FM transmitter things and modified it, and then just tuned it to like a similar frequency as a popular radio station in the nearby area, and then boosted the gain on it as high as you could.
Yeah.
For legal purposes, this is do not try this at home.
Yeah,
no, this is a hypothetical.
This is a hypothetical.
In unrelated news, the RF Hack 1 is actually sold out right now.
So would you have to be on FM for this to work? Could this work over like satellite radio or whatever?
The radio station sent out image files in its HD radio stream that did not have extensions.
Yeah. This is
I
the
thought
HD version of radio.
What is HD radio? Is that just FM?
It's like better than
high
satellite, but
resolution.
not quite,
It's better than low definition.
Spotify.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
I want
That's
to
really
say it's
helpful.
called like DIFM or something.
No,
I'm trying to figure out what it's called. There's a protocol basically, and it's the same stuff that basically sends like the name of the song and the name of the radio station to your infotainment system.
So it's just
it can also
on
ship
top.
pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
radio.
lovely. What'd
I
you
thought
share
this sounded
first, Ben?
familiar, but I pasted this link because I thought I heard a story like this before, and this was from Reply All a few years ago, where a similar thing was happened to Mazda cars, but it was an episode of the 99% Invisible podcast, and they ended up tracking it down to like a Unicode character in like one of the titles of like one of the episodes of the podcast that was like injecting or doing something. I don't remember if it was bricking units like all together or what, but there definitely was some sort of injection point. Specifically affecting Mazdas before.
Yeah, go ahead, Ralph.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, speaking of, some kind of notifications in your car, right? I was just reading that they're talking about sending advertisements now. I guess, I think it was Apple, I'm not sure, made a patent possibly for sending data advertisements, right? To your car, like infotainment system. So you could pop an ad up while you're driving. So like, typically when you're driving down the road, possibly on the interstate, you might see a billboard, right? Instead, they're like going to send that to your infotainment system so you get ads while you're driving, right?
All right, I'm going to wrap
So
up.
They'll use that in
Hold
their
on,
AR.
like, this is going to be put through something like Google Ads, right? So does that mean you can do the same thing where you send malicious ads crafted to like
Yes.
Click
over
this to
infotainment
crash
systems?
now. Yeah.
Especially as you're talking about like cars with things like autopilot and things like as that's becoming more of a thing. And
Hold
they
on,
start
babe. I
fight.
gotta scan the QR code that's going over.
Yeah, just like
radio.
Free
would you like to join Coinbase for $15? Bloop. Autopilot engaged. Wow.
I am so glad to own a car that doesn't do any of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be buying myself like a diesel Cummins, and that's all I'm gonna own from now on.
I mean, I would like to publicly say, car manufacturers, you have a duty to like actually update these products. Like when a car comes in for service, no matter what, you should be updating the CMU or whatever to address this stuff. And honestly, now it's a kind of a gift and a curse. Most cars do have built-in OTA updates, but this is 2014 to 2017 is like the era where it was like, oh, that's too scary.
Right.
But
Yeah.
That is pretty good. A new Allstate commercial.
drive old BMWs. That's my advice. They will break, but they will not be hacked.
They won't brick.
They won't
won't
break.
They are
They
a
won't
brick,
break.
but they won't brick.
They won't break either. They just when he says
they-
break, you don't mean like the engine brake. I mean like literally you can't stop. Like
You can't
They just won't stop.
I mean they're part tank. Honestly, I think they're the same company at one point.
That's
definitely
Volkswagen.
true. Oh, all right. Well, who knows? I guess I didn't watch enough War Docs.
So, Ralph, take us through the ransomware section, and then we'll talk
Oh.
about Ukraine for 40 minutes.
Do we
That'll
have
really
to
round
talk
us
about
out.
Ransomware?
Ransomware author releases decryption keys, says goodbye forever. All right, this is awesome. So,
So
I
it's
guess
a good news. It's good news.
it's good
It's a
news.
good news
It's not
ransomware
even
story.
bad, guys. It's not even bad.
I mean, kind
Yeah.
of. They still got ransomware in order to need the decryption key. So
Okay,
it's
negative.
really-
Well, it's not. Yeah,
Wow,
it's not
dude.
illegal. It's not
Inconvenient
illegal
news.
if you release your keys later, right? You're in the good graces now.
Yeah, then you're just an inconvenience. You're not like an actual malicious attacker. You're just an inconvenient attacker.
Yeah, so it sounds like, I mean, obviously this isn't a new thing for them to just be like, well, I mean, I guess I got drunk one night. I didn't really mean to do this, but
Instructions unclear. Accidentally created ransomware.
accidentally created ransomware, collected money as well, but I have to go. But I guess there's a new tool for the 3 groups, and they released the keys on it in a forum post. So you can go ahead and download that for the new version of the ransomware. And
Not to be negative Noah over here.
Here we
but
go.
The sad thing is that, well, I don't know. The sad thing is that the reason this happened is probably that this guy's like some reverse engineer tweeted at this guy who was like, "I'm close." I have the functions. I am this close to your keys. Or is it just social engineering?
Well, because now he's the nice guy. Like, if he releases the keys, that makes him the nice guy. If someone else releases the keys, then he's still the bad guy. So,
Or he heard,
quit while you're ahead.
"Open up, KGB." Oh shit!
Decryption key release now. This was all part of my plan.
Just like
I
a
really
big
cared
red
about
button
that.
on your desk that's programmed, just black.
Oh, what if
Dead
someone
man switch.
settled? What if someone was negotiating with them? Was like, "All right, we'll pay you 100 bitcoins, but you have to publish the keys."
Wow.
You can never talk about it.
So, I know we've talked about this one, but the AirTags are back in the news again. I guess, stories keep coming out about particularly females who are getting tracked with AirTags. But Apple has responded somewhat. But I guess they're increasing the warning amounts, rotating the the frequency, so it's like at a random frequency, how often it makes an actual noise, and all the other fun stuff to try to increase awareness about AirTags possibly tracking you. So the other thing, and probably the most important thing, is working with law enforcement to figure out the owner of said tracker, right? AirTags
it is it sucks because it's one of those things where you see both sides of it clearly. It is awesome to be able to real-time track. Like I saw a video the other day of a guy whose bike got stolen, and he literally like got in an Uber and just said like, follow this, they called the police were there. Like, it was immediately they were able to recover this bike because it was stolen, and they followed it with AirTags right away. Sadly, with these new updates, it's way more likely that attacker, the person who stole the bike, would be able to see that notification, disable the AirTag, and then you're
Yeah,
Right.
so that's one of the things you can do. You can now, like, if it's been tracking, you can, and I think this was out, you can disable it. So, like, you can tell it to stop tracking you, right? Also, trying to find that little sucker can be difficult depending on where they put it. But
I guess when you
saw
weigh
one
it,
where a guy, similar situation, he's like, I know someone's going to steal my motorcycle here in a bit. So we put an AirTag, like, in the air filter. Which not many people would think, like, I'm going to go look for trackers in the air
there's
filters.
so many places to hide them.
There's
They're
so
tiny.
many places. Yes.
Yeah.
They're very small, and they don't need a lot of battery life because they'll last like a year, and they're just talking to just phones who are close by, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just, it's the iPhone network is the reason why we keep talking about this, not because that there's Tile. There's been a bunch of other products that did the exact same thing, but when you have billions of devices that are immediately, which you cannot turn off, are now part of this tracking network, it's a conversation, right?
Well, and I guess
So,
when
so
you
that
weigh
really
it,
what it sums up to. If you want to be a thief, make sure you use an Android. Because you're definitely get caught if you use an Apple.
Yeah. No, you need an Apple now. You need both phones so you can disable both trackers.
well, I was going to say, at this point, if you have an iPhone, you can just disable them, so it's actually kind of better. But, I mean, the thing is, I guess if you weigh property crime versus human crime, like, I do side with Apple saying, like, let's care more about stalkers than people's bikes and stuff getting stolen. But it does suck to see in real life, like, this is why we can't have nice things. It's like, come on, people. Stop.
My only thing with this is like, what happens if you're like live in an apartment, not like a big apartment, like just a smallish apartment? Like, how long do you have to because they keep increasing the range? So at what point are they going to increase it so that like your neighbors are just turning off all your air tags?
Well, so no, because that they worked around that. That's trivial. As long as the air tag is with the owner, it doesn't. All those features are turned off. It only all those features only turn on when it's not with the owner for a certain amount of time or when it's marked as lost. So it's like they thought of that. It's not like, you know, if you're just riding around on a subway with someone, they're like disabling everyone's air tag.
Well, no, I knew it wasn't going to be like on the subway, but I'm like thinking because like it'll be like, well, this air tag has been around you for, you know, like so what if the neighbors go on vacation and do like
threshold?
These air tags have been sitting around you for a while.
No, because it wouldn't be following
threshold.
you.
It's a threshold, and it has to be following you for a certain amount of time, not just for like 2 minutes. You can't just be like walking behind somebody in New York or something. Like it has to be there continuously
as
and then
you move.
Let you know as you move, right? It is correlating. This thing it's connected, right? Like this is not normal, right?
Which I suppose that makes sense because nobody's going to track your house.
Yeah, and my house was stolen.
I lost my house. I couldn't find
Someone is following my house around.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's classic. Tools are good. Tools are evil. They're just tools. They don't care, you know, what they do.
So, in another surprising story, right, unrelated to tracking people or discovering bikes, I guess the Missouri prosecutor decided to not press charges on the F5 hacker, as we've notoriously called him at this point.
F12.
No, F12 hacker.
F5 hacker F5 would be the person that DOSed the site by refreshing it.
You're right. F12. I'm sorry. You're right.
APT F12.
Yes. APT F12. Very notoriously looking at the source code, right, for this website and finding a vulnerability, and that's how they hacked it. I guess they decided to not press charges because that's not really hacking, as I feel like we've all agreed upon at this point.
Yeah, and it's on
I do hope they told the governor that, gave a reason of why.
Yeah, why did it go this far?
Because people don't understand. It's political.
Yeah. We must bring them to justice, for they have embarrassed us in the public eye.
We will let them know immediately.
Sir, I need you to understand. Here, watch. I'll do it on your computer. Hacker! You just pressed a button. You're a hacker.
You pressed the hacking button.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I did press it, and it does still work, so that hasn't been patched. That 0 day
they
hasn't
haven't
been
patched that vulnerability?
Dude, someone get Google on this.
I know.
You need to tell them.
They will definitely fix it. So anyways, what we all knew was coming just pretty much happened, and they're not going to press charges for somebody who literally just looked at the source code of a website. Fun fact.
This means we can't have Awareness Con now.
Yeah, I know.
If they were going to press charges, we were going to have Awareness Con. So sorry, guys. Awareness Con is canceled.
It's canceled.
We can still have it. Don't worry.
It reminded me of 2021 here. Just canceled. All right. But we can all sleep well tonight. And note that next time you want to hack a website, just press F5 to refresh the page, and F12 to look at the source code.
Ralph, don't teach him DOS and 0 day in the same move, dude.
You're going to find a new one now. If you do both F5 and F12, that's a bad combo.
If you do Command Shift N, don't even.
That's a DDoS, okay? When you do them both at the time. All right.
Come back
what
next
else do
week
we
and teach you cross-site scripting.
Yes.
That's F6
I will say, maybe.
The subtext here is pretty funny because that article was posted to Portswinger, which is the company that makes Burp Suite, which is like the biggest web app testing tool. So it's so funny that they the company that
picked
makes
that
the
article
web
on purpose, Corey.
They were like, no, we are so screwed if this is illegal because this is our
this is our life and blood right here. Oh. Did you guys see the other article about thousands? All right, so this is a little bit bigger than just this article, but kind of interesting. So thousands of NPM accounts use email addresses with expired domains, right? Which is kind of interesting because what's happening is you have all these accounts in here that are expired, and you could just go ahead and buy this domain. Who knows how much and how much you want to spend on all these domains, right? We'd have to be able to kind of like figure out who's got a good account. But yeah, so you could use that to pretty much take over the account, right? Buy the domain, set up a quick email server, and say password reset, right?
And if
Cool
you're
idea.
wondering why that matters for NPM, NPM is the sausage being made of basically half the internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
that is there are hundreds and hundreds of really simple packages. You know, we've talked about supply chain attacks in NPM. Like there's one that just does like a line left text. If someone takes that down, half the internet breaks for a day while everyone doesn't know their dependencies are broken.
Well, so I mean, how would this attack play out? Let's say you did find somebody who had a package that was pretty popular. You could then take over that account and then push a new version that possibly not just didn't break websites, but maybe injected some JavaScript to do some other stuff, right?
Cookie
So-
theft, crypto
yeah,
mining,
I was
crypto,
gonna say
yeah,
profiling.
half the crypto world runs on Node.js. You could probably
yeah.
um,
Half the internet runs on
Yeah,
Node.js,
say,
man.
yeah, that's like the whole, the whole
I mean,
internet.
I think
half
this
the
whole
internet.
restream is just one JavaScript. Okay, we're just
If
we're
you
in a
press
JavaScript
F12,
right now.
if you press F12, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Not that I would condone hacking
Yeah.
this podcast.
Yeah, I don't really condone that, but yeah, I just think it's kind of interesting. I wonder how many other services outside of NPM where people have registered and possibly have expired domains. But you know, I would feel like probably the spread is low in the sense of things because a lot of people probably use Gmail or something like that, and it's probably not expiring anytime soon. You know, for you to go ahead and swoop that up. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a new fear now. Thanks. That's another
Yeah.
thing to be worried about. That's great.
Yeah. So if you're gonna get that custom email address so that you never have to change again, make sure you renew it.
Yeah. I guess the moral of the story is protect your email. You know, not only from disclosure publicly, because you'd need a large data set of these emails. Like you'd have to know all the Node developers' email addresses.
Have you guys noticed that recently? A lot of sites are like, oh, you don't even need to make a login. Listen, we don't want your password. I don't even like passwords. But if you just give us that email, we'll send you that one-time login, right?
Yep.
So now you just have to compromise emails. You don't really need to compromise accounts, right? I mean, I guess I see they're just trying to get away from having to store your passwords because they don't.
Well, you could
like
reset it
doing
anyway, right? So it's kind of a
Yeah.
cut out the middleman. Don't force
Yeah.
the reset. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's a password reset. I mean, for more crucial things like my Coinbase account, I probably don't want there just to be a simple password reset email, right? I'd like some other kind of security control, but I don't know. Just something
there's
I
some
noticed recently.
Magento 0 day. That's like, what year is it, guys? What year is it?
What's
Magento?
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 I thought
Is that the,
Magento.
Is that like the open source like
an e-commerce platform.
Oh, never mind.
I feel
like,
like
forget
it's
what I
been
said.
years since I've heard of Magento.
Well,
Look,
It's a huge e-commerce platform, and a lot of credit card swiping gangs actually target. Oh, we can't call them gangs anymore. They're groups of people. So groups of people go attack these websites, and they actually inject JavaScript in there that steal credit card numbers. And there's these groups that
No
fight back
shit.
and forth over control of these Magento sites. So it's been
little
quite the
little turf
platform.
wars.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they turf war over who's stealing the credit cards. It's pretty interesting.
Wow. So
You
wait,
can't
wait.
say
Does
turf
Adobe?
anymore. You
Yeah,
mean
we can't say
AstroTurf.
turf wars. We have to be
AstroTurf.
like-
Ooh, AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Yeah, AstroTurf.
Astro war with other humans. So is this Adobe makes this? This is all a surprise. I haven't used it. Yeah, it looks good though.
Have you had to build an e-commerce
So
site
what is-
recently?
What is the critical
explain
patch
it.
there? What's the flaw?
Adobe made it. I think that was.
That's all it
Critical
is.
flaw is
So-
that it is owned and maintained by Adobe.
So let's read the CVE. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Don't read
Yeah.
it. Don't read it. Let's guess. If anyone had to guess, what type of vulnerability is this?
I would say SQL
Cross-site
injection.
Close.
Which one was close?
SQL injection is close. It is
Ooh,
user input
XXE.
validation.
Yeah,
User input.
probably what it is.
validation.
Yeah, I think one of the last
Yeah.
ones was an SQL injection they had.
Yeah. So I don't think it's SQL. Let's see.
Mhm.
Of course, it's Adobe. So like an undisclosed vulnerability in an undisclosed product is undisclosed.
Yes.
Arbitrary code execution. Let's look at the patch. we totally don't prepare for this show.
My internet is just not loading right now. There it goes.
Internet's broken.
Too many people have been scanning the adobe.com QR code.
Dude, there is no information. I'd have to dig through this patch itself. Like,
this
In order
sounds
to
like
get
work,
the information
dude.
for this, you'll need to log in with your official Adobe ID.
Oh no! I just went on to one of the hacker gathering forums, and they've got all the info here, so I don't need to look at the patch. I got you.
You mean group of hackers forums?
Group of hackers forums. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, if you do run Magento, which reconsider,
you shouldn't.
But
yeah,
you should patch.
Patch that.
Yeah, there's other options like anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, like consider maybe making some custom home-baked credit card processing stuff. By
Yeah,
chance.
roll your own
Actually,
crypto.
you know what? Just use just use NPM. I'm sure there's a
there's a
library
plugin for that.
There's a library.
And our next cast of bad ideas. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll all pause for surprise and pour one out for people who got attacked. So. Anything else that you guys wanted to take a deep dive in?
Ukraine.
Sorry. What?
No, that's for the regular news, Corey.
What's going on there?
This is the irregular news.
What is going on in Ukraine? Is there something happening? I didn't.
Oh.
I
Cyber wars.
I don't
I
know.
only read hacker cyber.
Again?
I don't know.
They just had a
I don't think we have a link for that.
Is
for
there no
Ukraine.
cyber
Do
related?
you really
news
need
there?
a link for that one?
I honestly didn't know if there was a news article. I just assumed that phone call they had, like apparently Biden talked to Putin on the phone. I figured there'd be news articles.
I mean, there probably was about that, but here's the bigger question: was there any more cyber attacks? I don't think there was any more cyber attacks recently.
No, they're done.
You know,
They're
maybe
over.
not. They're done. They're done.
There is a fun Russia article.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
anything with Russia's fun.
What's going on with Russia?
Well, yeah, what's going on?
What's happening
Now
back in the
illegal
home?
If I can get my
Minecraft,
internet to
apparently.
load, we'll find out.
Well, you're still streaming. Fine, man. I think you're just. Did you
Yeah.
hit F12?
Wait,
Are you
all
being
the-
hacked?
All the bits are going to the streaming. I can't look at articles anymore.
Russia sentences teens over terrorist plot to blow up Minecraft FSB building. Wait.
Wait. Would they say Minecraft?
The article is
game?
definitely clickbait. I have to give the Moscow Times credit.
Wait.
sure
Why
do
are we
know how
going to
to
the
make a
Moscow
headline.
Times?
Hey, it's not a-
Now we're on a
It's
list.
not an
independent
RU,
news
though.
from Russia.
It
I mean, you
says-
can trust it.
It says Times, dude. It's legit.
It's
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
not
just
an
call
RU
yourself
site.
the Times.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
What have
It's a
you done?
respectable typeface.
Also,
Yeah,
if you'd like to
definitely.
support them, you can
Okay,
contribute
wait.
in
There's
that
so many
Discord.
things
Great.
going on. Is the building
You can
in
just
real
buy
life or is it
crypto.
in Minecraft?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Is this
The
a
FSB
TNT?
building is a real building in the real life.
Okay,
However, he
Oh.
built it in the Minecraft.
so
and
you're
then-
telling
and
me
then-
that they put TNT, like they were like, give me the.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so the
I
long
see what
story
you're
short
saying.
is,
Yeah.
after I read through this some more, apparently he was using it as like a simulation,
The training.
He's
like
It's
simulate
like
the
training.
interior, which like for training.
Oh my god.
Which again, like I don't know how you're gonna do that with 1 meter by 1 meter blocks, but I feel like that's gonna be slightly inaccurate.
In
um,
other
hang on,
news,
Hang on, everybody. When we
But-
enter the building, we're gonna go 1 block, take a left, 1 block, take a right, 1 block.
In
take a
other
right.
news,
Just like someone
Flight
needs to buy
simulator.
this kid an AutoCAD license
Yeah,
and
Flight
probably
simulator
some
has
like
been
some sort of
taken off.
counseling, but
Yeah. There must be better ways.
There's so many words just in that headline that just go. First of all, they're sentencing teens. Okay, terrorist is in quotes for some reason. Then it's just called the Minecraft FSB building. I just
All right. So who here clicked on the Moscow Times article because
Yeah.
y'all just lost security points?
Well, clearly I did.
Ryan is not a tester. Okay, he's allowed
Yeah.
to click the links.
yeah.
This literally was the
I mean-
clickiest bait article I think
Hey,
we've ever.
When I
Ryan,
read
we're
Russian
gonna need to
news,
take
I
some
only read it
security
from
awareness
RU
training
sites.
after this.
Yeah.
There's actually a QR code I'm going to need you to scan, Ryan, to
Yeah.
prove that you've completed the training.
Whew, that's how I patched the system. Is that it? Maybe that's why internet's not working now.
Yeah.
Gotta close
You are
it.
now
you-
part of the botnet. Your Mac has been assimilated.
Are you
Yes.
buying anything? Are you getting mage carded right now?
I better
just got a
check.
pop-up on the site. All I have to do is donate some crypto. It says to fund our articles. Just donate some crypto.
I mean, again, in the whole truth is stranger than friction, as I said earlier. It's like the attackers using the PSN network to like coordinate their attacks. It's like, are you? Yeah, I don't use Minecraft to plan your attack. I mean, come on. Use Gary's mod. I feel like there's way more options.
Yeah, right. There's probably an open server.
It was an open server. The government, KGB has joined.
KGB.
And they're like, they go up, they right click, crouch twice, and they're like, oh no, we're under arrest.
Oh my god. Minecraft strikes again.
I guess I wouldn't. I mean, people have gotten married in Minecraft. What hasn't happened in Minecraft at this point?
I don't know.
Someone apparently is trying to plan some sort of Ocean's 11 attack in Minecraft.
Steve's thing of walk one block.
So-
one block. Put the TNT here, sir. The TNT is 1 meter by 1 meter. It is a huge block of TNT, and I'm just gonna put it down. Then take your flint and steel, ignite the TNT. Okay, I'm sitting here with this.
I found a problem with this. In the simulation, I'm walking around with 64 1 meter by 1 meter blocks of TNT. How do you expect me to carry that?
That weighs over 2 kilograms.
It's a lot of TNT. So I don't know if you guys know, but today is Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
And in a very apropos article, we have romance scams, I guess, are up. And to fit into Bo showing up, they're dealing with crypto. You know
How
what I'm
dare
saying?
they besmirch our
Yes, they're bringing in love and crypto. Don't you love crypto? Well, I guess the romance scams hit a record for 547 million in 2021. I guess everyone was stuck at home and they were lonely. And
I think we
willing to
talked about this
pay?
already. I feel like
Swipe-
we talked about this.
What is this?
Yeah.
Swipe right to send me Bitcoin? I don't get it.
No, it's like, I am super attractive. I am so in love with you, but I need you to complete this money order because I need money to come visit you. I think that's honestly the most common one is like, I will come, I want to buy a plane ticket. Give me the money.
Yes.
Or
I
wives
want
and
to-
husbands type deal, or is that the thing? I'll be over in a month. Just send me the money.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, this sounds like a missed opportunity for our Bitfinex hackers, right? Because money muling is a very big thing in here too, where they don't actually steal money, but they just either do the transaction to do the conversion, right? And then they get to keep some of the money, and then they get arrested.
yeah.
And it goes down.
Either way,
Right.
if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it is.
It's not love.
If you're a 2, if you're a 2 and you're swiping on a 10,
It's,
I don't
the
know,
numbers
man. Have
don't
y'all
make
seen
sense,
90 Day
man.
Fiancé?
You know what? I have avoided
I'm
that.
surprised. Sometimes I'm surprised. Good for them, but
I'm a mail order bride.
Oh, I like that comment.
Someone in the
from
chat outed
Nelson.
me.
Corey,
I was
aka
purchased.
Svetlana, seems. To
I
be.
was purchased. Listen. How do you think I got to the U.S.? I was purchased. Turns out they were really upset when they found out I wasn't, Svetlana. But
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here.
what?
I mean,
you?
obviously, everyone posts tons of stuff on the internet nowadays, and it's probably pretty easy to set up fake personas. Excuse me. Which wasn't that like the whole show about catfish that they did for like 900 seasons or something, and they're still doing it? Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, so like Corey said, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and
You
if
can
there's
only
money
jump
involved-
2 points. Someone in chat said you can only jump
That's
2
the maximum.
Yeah, and if you're
the
spending
max.
money, if you're
So
spending
knowing-
money for a date or a wife, it's probably some kind of prostitution. So just stay away from it.
It's like you should never have to spend money to get a job. Like you don't have to buy the don't have to
Yes.
buy the
Buy the
kit.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is that's how MLMs make all the money. Is
Yeah,
selling the
that's-
starter kits or whatever.
Yeah, that's the MLM like starter pitch, right? Well, it takes money to make money, right? So,
Right.
you know,
Of course.
I-
Except for in the real world, no. If someone isn't willing to get coffee with you without payment, like Steve said, stay away.
Oh,
Well, that's a good one to
So-
end on.
yep, for sure. That's
Happy
Ryan
Valentine's
saying
Day.
that it's over and
We hit
he wants
time.
his CDs back.
Ryan says this is went far enough off the beaten path. We must
Sorry,
stop
Ryan.
this.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we know you have to go here, but no, seriously, it is time, and everyone have a happy Valentine's Day. Tell someone else that you love them, even if they ask for money. No, that's what.
Or yourself. Tell yourself you love you.
I'm getting mixed signals here, Ralph.
But
I
anyways,
paid
all right,
you a lot for you to be my Valentine, and I expect you to go for it.
we will talk to you guys next time, and yeah, thanks for listening.
Bye.